Hello guys, my name is Mushab Safi and welcome to the another video of Ottoman Empire. And in this video we will discuss the stagnation period of Ottoman Empire or the characteristics of stagnation period of Ottoman Empire. So make sure that you have watched the previous lessons, and because you will not understand my philosophy of explaining and make sure that you are making notes of it, because everything is not written on the slide. Whatever I am saying, make notes of it. So we will start it from policy of fratricide. So policy of fratricide was a policy in which the one son of king will become a ruler and will become a king, and the another daughters and the sons will be killed. But Muhammad III killed 20 of his siblings. Siblings are sister and brother. We use siblings instead of saying sister and brother. So in 1595, Muhammad III killed 20 of his siblings. So that's why the native population rebelled against them. So they changed the policy and they made the policy of golden cages, in which the siblings will live in a cage in which they will get all the luxurious things, but they have to live in a particular place and they have to live there all the life in a particular place. They can't go away from it. So after this is the weak sultans. So weak sultans, Sultan Osman II was very weak. So that's why he was overthrown by Janissaries. So Janissaries was rising during that time. They were becoming very powerful. So after this the sultanate, so by overthrowing the mothers of the rulers ruled during that time. King was ruling, but the real decisions were making by their mothers. And from 1656 to 1703, grand wazirs were making the decisions. But it means we can say from 1600 AD to 1700 AD, there were weak sultans and they were ruled by another rulers. King was ruling, but he was ruling just like a puppet, and the real ruler were women from 1622 to 1656, and from 1656 to 1703, grand wazirs were ruling. And after this is the policy of assimilation. So when the Ottoman captured Egypt and Middle East, so the majority of population was Christian, and they gave them freedom of religious practice, but they have to give jizya tax. They had to give jizya tax. So because of jizya tax, they converted their religion. Christians and other who were following another religions, they changed their religion to escape from the jizya tax. So the Janissaries were to got the post of the Janissaries. They changed their religions. They changed their religions into Islam. So to got a very good higher post in the administration, because the Janissaries were getting higher posts in the administration. So that's why. So they were changing automatically. Ottomans never forced them. So this is called policy of assimilation by the historians. So there is another person, Hayreddin Barbosa, a pirate who was made an admiral of Ottoman Navy, because before this he sank many ships of Ottoman Navy, and by this they did full control on Mediterranean Sea. So there was a pirate who was became admiral of Ottoman Navy, because he sank many ships and he was very powerful. So uh, they they made him with them, and he became the admiral of Ottoman Navy. So there were so many challenges in 18th century that were faced by the Turkey, or I say Ottoman Empire. So Russo-Turkish War in 1762 to 1774, in which the Ottoman Empire was defeated, and the rising Habsburgs. Habsburgs were the Austrian-Hungarian Empire bureaucrats, and the stabilized borders. They were not expanding. This was the main reason of declining, because if we will not expand, if we will not do anything, if we will not expand our empire, I'm not talking about now, because now this is waste of time, but during that time, if you don't expand your territory, then you could be shranked. So that's why they were defeating, and colonialism of Western Europeans were having trade wars. they were fighting trade wars, so they were becoming weak and weak, and general apathy. They had apathy, means the feeling of not being interested. So towards reforms, they till 18th century, till 18th century, they did no reforms in their army and administrations. Many small reforms were happened during the Suleiman rule, but after that they did in the stagnation period, particularly in the stagnation period, they did no reforms. So that's why they were defeating. So they saw many challenges, they got many challenges in 18th century. They The main reason of defeat of Ottoman Empire in Russo-Turkish War was they was making no reforms in army, in military, in navy, and in no reforms in the administration were the causes of decline. So we can say the stagnation period of Ottoman Empire was the cause of decline of Ottoman Empire. So we can also say these were the causes of decline of Ottoman Empire. So thank you. Have a nice day.